Now, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil opens your eyes, right? We just read it in Genesis 3:7. And the eyes of them both were open. Now let's see the law in Romans 7:13. Romans 7:13. In Romans 7:13 it says, was then that which is good made death unto me? The law which is good, was it made death unto me? God forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. Alright, so that the eyes are open, yeah, because it makes me see my sin is so sinful, it's so wicked, my sinful flesh. I mean, this state in, which I found myself in, with sin living in me, it makes me conscious. The law makes me conscious, but there's nothing I could do about it. I mean, I cannot try to keep the law and live by it because it kills me. It kills me. That's all it does. It makes me conscious of sin. That's all it does. All right, let's read Romans 3:20, how it makes me conscious of it. Therefore, by the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. So how do you get to know sin? By the law. It makes it simple. It makes it clear, plain. All right? And the same thing with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It reveals sins to you. It makes you know what's good and what's evil. Okay, let's read Romans 7:9. 7:9. It says, for I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died. So where was I? Okay, Galatians 3:24. It says, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith. So what is the job of the law? It's a schoolmaster. It brings us to Christ. That's all it does. It's nothing else. Once you're in Christ, you live by faith. The faith of Christ. That's what Paul says. It's not I. I'm dead. It's not I. It's Christ that lives in me. And the life that I now live, I live by the faith of the Son of God. I don't live by the law. I don't obey the law. I don't try to obey it because it kills me and it brings a curse. Even the thing with all these Christians that said, no, we're saved by grace, but now we got to keep the law. You're doing the same thing. You're getting back into the law and you're cursed and you're in trouble because you're not in the grace. You have fallen from grace. All right. Romans 6:7. All right, 6:7. This is what Christ has done for us. He says, "For he that is dead is free from sin." So how will you be free from sin? You die. You die unto the law. Now, if we be dead with Christ, we believe that we shall also live with him. All right? Likewise, reckon you also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin. Boy, I could read the whole chapter. But now, being made free from sin and become servants of God, you can go on. But God be thanked that you were the servants of sin, but you have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you. But anyways, he says that you are dead. If you're dead, you are dead unto the law, and you're free from sin, because it is sin, it is the law that brings sin. Where is that at? It says that the strength of the law of sin, the strength of sin is the law. That's what makes it strong. Strengthen it. And if you keep, you want to keep on it, you want to keep on obeying the law, well, you're just strengthening sin. John 3:3, you must be born again. Okay. Romans 6:8, Romans 6:7, whosoever is born of God do not commit sin. Now, if you're born again, well, the thing is that God says, you must be born again in John 3:3. You must be born again. You must be born of the Spirit. Now, if you're born of the Spirit, you cannot sin. 1 John 3:9 says, whosoever is born of God do not commit sin, or cannot commit sin, because he's not under the law. There's no law, there's no sin. He's free, lives by the Spirit, is guided by the Spirit. Okay, let's read the last one. It's in 1 Corinthians 15:48. 1 Corinthians 15:48. 1 Corinthians 15:48. The 47. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly. And as it is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. So right now, we are, what we are experiencing in this life is corrupt, is under a curse. But in Christ, hidden in the spiritual realm, we are perfect in Christ, and He is our good works before God. He is our faith, our humbleness, our goodness, meekness, temperance, all that. That's what He is. And I have the mind of Christ, So we wait for the manifestation of the image of the heavenly in us. Yeah? Right now we wait. But that should be enough. Thank you, brothers.